With the recent success of Elden Ring and the growing popularity of the Souls genre, I wanted to play the 2019 Game of the Year, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Upon playing the game, I was absolutely blown away by how quickly I was actually able to grasp the concept, since it is completely different than any of the other From Software games that I've played. To be honest, I fell in love. Now, one of the things I came across while playing was that this game didn't just have one ending. It had 4 different endings. And today, I'm going to explain to you how you can experience all of the endings. Spoilers ahead, so if you want to do a blind playthrough or figure stuff out for yourself, I'd advise not watching the rest.
I've come for you.
The first ending, or the basic one, is called the Immortal Severance ending. This ending is all about how the divine heir, Lord Koro, wants to put a stop to the power of resurrection by severing the dragon's heritage. Immortal Severance text. Step 1. After being knocked out by Genichiro in the first round and losing your arm in the process, you will wake up in the dilapidated temple with a brand new prosthetic arm.
What is this?
You need to march your way back to Ashina Castle and put the beatdown of a lifetime on Genichiro. Genichiro is a fight that is really going to test your skills, so if you beat your ass over and over, don't get discouraged. Now, after opening a good old-fashioned can of whoop ass, it is time for step 2. Lord Koro tells you that she wants to sever the ties to immortality, and to do so, she needs 2 ingredients and a specific weapon to create a secret aroma. We first need to find the Mortal Blade, but to figure out where its location is, we have to find Lord Ishin. Now, Lord Ishin's quarters is to the right when you go out of the window Koro tells you to open. Inside of his quarters, you will find a letter to ask Emma about his whereabouts. Go back and talk to Emma, and then head to the lookout tower by the castle grounds where you fought Gyobu. Talk to the Tengu, and then go back to Ishin's quarters. Ishin will be there, and he will tell you that the Mortal Blade is in Senpo Temple. Make your way all the way through Senpo Temple to the main hall, and you will find a Buddha that you have to pray to. This will take you to the Hall of Illusions, where you need to take out 4 monkeys. And when I tell you these monkeys are annoying, these monkeys are annoying. After taking out the monkeys, you will then be transported to the inner sanctum where the divine child is. Talk to her and she will give you the Mortal Blade. The first ingredient that you need for the aroma is the lotus flower, and it is found at the bottom of the sunken valley. Go out the window and drop all the way down to the right, and then go across the bridge that you will find. At the bottom of the sunken valley, you will be faced with the King Kong of Sekiro. Now, this is a fight that may have you raging a lot, but it will also make you laugh, so enjoy.
Bring it on.
The next ingredient that you need to pick up is going to be in Ashina Depths. Now, to get to Ashina Depths, you need to go back to the well that you started the game in and then swim through the stream. You will come across a bottomless hole that you have to jump down. Now, continue on your journey through the center of the earth, and you will find a corrupted monk at the end of the road. Beat the monk, and a cave door will be revealed where you will find the final ingredient for the secret aroma, the Shelter Stone. Step 3. Travel back to the abandoned cave entrance in Ashina Castle and make your way up to the top. There you will find Koro talking to Owl, your adoptive father. Now, this is where the game comes to a crossroad. You can either stay loyal to Koro and continue the Immortal Severance ending, or you can obey the Iron Code, which will then start the Shura ending. Either way, you must complete all of the mentioned steps that I've already said, and since this is the Immortal Severance ending, we're going to choose to stay loyal. Staying loyal is going to then trigger a fight with Owl. Now beware, Owl is a very slow fight in my opinion, so remain patient, get your deflects down, and get your hits in when you can. But above all, make sure you take that braid off, just like the Dothraki do when defeating a great call.
You taught me well.
Step 4. Go back downstairs and talk to Koro to get the secret aroma going. Once you have done that, go back to the altar where you found the Shelter Stone in Mibu Village. Inside that little room, you're going to find a little hut where you will have to pray. While praying, you will be taken to the divine realm via this giant rope man. And this is where you will need to retrieve the final ingredient to sever the ties of immortality. The tears of the divine dragon. Make your way all the way through the divine realm, get to the dragon, and beat it. Fortunately, this is one of the more aesthetically pleasing fights in the game, and it is not difficult at all. So make sure you enjoy every last bit of it. Step 5. Once you beat the dragon and retrieve its tears, you will then be transported back to the real world, where you will find Lord Ishin dead on the floor with Emma tending to him. Talk to Emma and she will give you the secret passage key and tell you that Lord Koro has escaped. You will be faced with the final boss, and this boss is definitely my favorite fight in the entire game. It is difficult, but it is very fun. Once you defeat the final boss, talk to Koro and give him the dragon tears. You will then have completed the Immortal Severance ending. This next ending is the Shura ending. Now, if you are not careful, it is very possible to do this ending on your very first playthrough if you do not select the correct dialogue. Now, before we get into the steps, I do want to let you know that you should complete the Harada Estate section and come across the Demon of Hatred and its lore for this ending to really make sense. Step 1. Do all of the previous steps from the Immortal Severance ending all the way up until your meeting with Owl. Step 2. Choose to obey the Iron Code instead of staying loyal to Koro. This is going to trigger some dialogue, and then you will be faced with one of the most surprising bosses in the game. Step 3. Defeat the final bosses, which is a 2-boss set, and then you will have completed the Shura ending. This next ending is the Purification ending, and this one is all about how Sekiro wants to purify Lord Koro's blood from the dragon's heritage. For this ending, you will need to do the Harada Estate section of the game. So on your journey to Ashina Castle, make sure you get the young lord's bell from the old lady who is right after defeating the first general and right before the ogre fight. Step 1. After defeating Genichiro, obtaining the Mortal Blade, and obtaining the Lotus Flower from the Guardian Ape, go back to Koro's room. You want Koro to be standing right next to the incense burner. So if he is not there, just keep resting at the idol until he is. Stand behind the wall where the statue is on the left side and eavesdrop. You'll know you did it right when Koro says, "Do what must be done." Rest at the idol again and talk to Emma, who is at the top of the stairs. Step 2. Keep progressing the story as normal, get the Shelter Stone, and then return to Ashina Castle to confront Owl by staying loyal to Koro. Step 3. After defeating Owl, talk to Emma again and she will give you an item from Lady Tomoe. Next, go to the back side of the castle where Ishin's quarters are and go to the bottom floor and find the old grave idol. You will see Emma standing nearby in front of a gravesite. Go talk to her. Next, you need to go to the dilapidated temple and eavesdrop on Emma and the sculptor from behind the temple. Go inside and confront Emma by asking her what you overheard and what you were hiding. At this point, you will have wanted to complete the Harada Estate section of the game before confronting Emma. Once you talk to Emma, she will give you another bell that'll take you back to the Harada Estate. Step 4. Use the bell at the Buddha in the dilapidated temple and go through the Harada Estate all again. Beat the final boss and then receive a secret ingredient for the purification. Step 5. Progress the rest of the story by getting the Divine Dragon's Tears and beating the final boss. You're going to talk to Koro while she's laying on the ground, and you're going to give her the Dragon's Tears as well as the aromatic flower. You will then have completed the Purification ending. Now the final ending to Sekiro, and it is the Return ending. Now this ending is probably going to be the most complicated one to explain, but it is definitely the most satisfying and is one that you will want to complete. So, step 1. After defeating Gyobu and the Blazing Bull, you would normally go to Genichiro up in Ashina Castle, but instead this time you're going to talk to the old lady on the bridge and then go straight to Senpo Temple. Now where you normally pray to the Buddha to get into the Hall of Illusions, you're going to see a high priest sitting there. Talk to him and he will give you an item called the Holy Chapter Infested, which will be used later. Now the floodgates have opened and you can go kick Genichiro's ass and progress the story to get the Mortal Blade. Step 2. Once you get the Mortal Blade, talk to the Divine Child in the Inner Sanctum and she's going to give you rice. Use all of the rice you have in your inventory from this time and all of the previous playthroughs and then reset the area. Resetting the area means traveling to a different location and then returning. Keep repeating the process of asking for rice and using it until you find the Divine Child asleep. All right, she's asleep. Once you find the Divine Child asleep, wake her up and ask for rice again and obviously use it. Reset the area once more and then you will find the Divine Child is feeling sick. Give the child a persimmon and then ask for rice for a final time. This time she's going to give you the rice and then she's also going to give you rice for Koro. Go back to Koro's room and give him the rice. Rest at the idol and then talk to Koro one more time and he will give you a sweet rice ball. Now if you want some silly dialogue, go ahead and eat the rice ball and then talk to Koro and the Divine Child again. Step 3. Go back to the Divine Child and give her the Holy Chapter Infested item that you got. Rest at the idol and then you will see that she has moved. You're going to use the portal in the Inner Sanctum to go back to the Hall of Illusions and you will find the child is sitting in front of the big tree. Talk to her and she's going to tell you to seek out the High Priest who is in the cave next to the main hall in Senpo Temple. Go to the end of the cave and you are going to find the High Priest's dead body who has the item Holy Chapter Dragon's Return. Go back to the Inner Sanctum and give the child the Holy Chapter. After you give her the Holy Chapter, she's going to tell you that she needs 2 serpent livers to become a cradle for Koro. Step 4. So the first liver you're going to find is a dried liver or a viscera. It's down in the cave in the Sunken Valley opposite of the way you go to get to the Guardian Ape. You're going to have the Ninja Puppeteer skill and you're going to use it on the monkey to get the big old snake's attention. Once you've been able to clear the snake, go inside the little shack and you will find the dried viscera. Now to get the fresh one, you are going to have to encounter the snake after opening the gun fort, which if you do the dried liver first or even get to the Guardian Ape, you will have done that. So to get the fresh one, you're going to go to the beginning of Senpo Temple and at the bottom of the hill, you're going to see an enemy standing next to a kite. You're going to puppeteer that enemy and they are going to release the kite into the air. Go back past all the monks and through the first temple as you normally would, and then you're going to grapple to the top of a tree by all of the buildings where that scarecrow looking guy is. Grapple to the top of the tree and then grapple onto the kite. Make your way down the side of the mountain until you come across an opening in the side. You're going to follow the path to the left and you're going to end up coming across a idol. Keep going to the left and you will see the great serpent laying down below. Jump and kill the snake to receive the fresh viscera. Oh, that was awesome. Now go back to the Divine Child and give her the visceras, and then rest at the idol and eavesdrop at the door. Make sure you get the lotus flower and the shelter stone, and then go back to Ashina Castle to confront Al by staying loyal to Koro. Go ahead and beat the brakes off of Al for a 4th time. Should be pretty easy by this time. Step 5. After defeating Al, go back to the Divine Child and she is going to give you frozen tears. After that, go ahead and progress the rest of the story so that you get the Dragon's Tears and beat the final boss. After you've beaten the final boss, give Koro the frozen tears and the Dragon Tears, and you will have completed the return ending and all of the endings to Sekiro.